I hope I have your undivided attention tonight. I hope I have your undivided attention tonight, and I hope you have a few extra minutes to spare because I feel like we might go over tonight because baby, what an episode. What an episode. We have so much to talk about, so much to talk about, so much to talk about. I need your undivided attention on tonight because the light is coming to give back everything the darkness stole. And I'm going to tell you this, I'm actually not even going to waste any more of your time. We don't have not a second to spare. Trust me on that. I am your host, Just Latasha. Tonight is a dissection. A dissection is a full review, a full recap of an episode. We are going over the entire season 2 of P-Valley, created and written by Katori Hall. And I am also incorporating film knowledge. I am a screenwriter, I am a filmmaker, and I am studied, crafted, knowledgeable, informed. I am bringing filmmaking knowledge into the full review for the entire episode of the entire season. This happens live every Monday at 6 p.m. EST because we in New York City, baby. And if you are watching live, that means you are a patron. Patreon.com/JustLatasha to access this live show. If you do not want to be a patron, totally okay. Catch the general rewatch on YouTube. Make sure if you're on my YouTube, you are subscribing, you are chatting, you are hypothesizing, you are guessing, you are taking those big swings, using that thinking brain with us. Even though the live chat is going, be present, be here, be still. Ain't no wrong answers, okay? Look, I ain't in the writer's room yet. I ain't in the writer's room. So everything that I'm saying is not 100% right, but I am hypothesizing on using the visuals against the story that we have seen. I'm using color theory. I'm using actors' wardrobe. I'm using setting. I'm using blocking, staging, lighting to expand the story that we were told. And what an incredible story it was. I got to say hi to my patrons. Let's see who's in the chat because, baby, Jordan with the first comment of the night. What's up, Jordan? Yes, let's drop some hearts up in the chat because this is a love room. We love and accept all identities, all peoples. We doing it. A-Bar T Cat, Amira, Trini Boy. Thank you so much, Damien. I'm going to shout you out at the end of the episode, so you hold on. So iconic. Welcome back. Yes. Deidre, hello. We here. Hey, Veronica, I see ya. Oh, we're crying on tonight. We are crying, okay? All right, hearts up in the chat. CJ, what's going on? Hi, Marissa. Welcome. We have a new patron. So happy to have you here. Heavy. Christy, have you been here? You an old soul? Because you know I always do a Dream Girls on the show. Don't get me started, okay? Thank you for the hearts up in the chat. She tore our hearts apart, and I'm not going to waste not another second. You hear me? We are going into our opening image, and goddamn. If I could be a fly on the wall. If I could be a fly on the wall. God damn! Woo! What an opening scene. Thank you. Thank you. Now, before we go any further, I want to break down the color theory of season 2 of P-Valley because we need to understand how the colors work, what they mean in order to break down why they use certain colors at certain points of the story. So in the beginning of this season, I'm going to be using that phrase a lot tonight. Bust out your Christian Bibles, y'all. In the beginning, episode 1 of season 2, Andre says, there is an unresolved tension between who we are, yellow, who we are, truth, to yourself, who we say we are, blue, hidden agendas, hidden identities, little lie, and who we want to be. There is also a duality, a power couple here, black and white, which symbolize both life and death. We originally seen that color pairing in season 2 when Andre played chess by himself in his deceased godfather's home. And even though he was standing on the black pawn side, he was moving the white chess pieces across from him in place of the legacy of his godfather who passed. Hello? We have the color green, and green in TV and film usually represents a new journey, new life, new beginnings. It is also usually represented by plants and vegetation to show a character is getting ready to do something totally new. Of course, when you see the pink, baby, you see, did mama give you glitter tonight? It is opening, the opening at the pink, okay? Usually when you see the pink, it usually represents the status quo of our characters who come from the home of Uncle Clifford's house in the pink. I've actually been using the wrong pronouns for Uncle Clifford this entire time. She goes by she. I don't know how I missed that. I really don't. She, Uncle Clifford. So when you see the combinations of blue, purple, pink, them little combinations, we are in the status quo of the pink. Uncle Clifford's rules her house. And the biggest color, the most prominent color in all TV and film, red, usually symbolizing danger, caution, wounds, pain, sometimes power, love, lust, passion. So depending on what the characters are going through, red can symbolize either of those. And we are going to dissect here and together the actor, Big Teak, John Clarence Stewart. My God. Oh, not my earring, Lord. My God. Oh, we might have to go earringless because this is going to fall out. You did your thing, okay? You did your thing. Wow. Also, I was on Wodie's head this entire season up until last episode. Then I gave him an apology because I was like, okay, maybe I was wrong about the kid. I take it back. That's right. I take it back. I actually can't decide which side Wodie is on, but what I will say, he doesn't seem to be good or bad. He seems to be a presence. I was talking to my friend Uchechi. Shout out to the Grapevine TV, Uchechi Chinyere. I was talking to my friend Uchechi, and she was like, Wodie feels like a judgment. He feels like a conscience of the show because he's always in a cut watching y'all make mistakes and be shady and move weird. And then sometimes he has to react to correct the steps. Huh? Sometimes he has to react to correct the steps so that may make him move good or bad. And I thought about in the premiere of this season, season 2, how he was sleeping in a casket and how he feels very inactive. And that's the word that you guys chose in the chat our last live show. He feels inactive. He's not quite going, but he's with you. Sort of this omnipresence. He's around. I'm gonna tie that up at the end. But let's get back into this sexiness because this was too much. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. Okay. Now, yellow and white, diamond and big bone, big body. Not good with the names. Diamond and big body making love in a room filled with yellow and white. Yellow, who you are. White is a death color. Now, I was thinking about Diamond because last we really spent time with him. He went to the Paradise Room where the spirit of Montavious, Haley's ex-fiance, who they all killed in the pink. Yes, P-Valley. Montavious' spirit began to rise and haunt him. And something weird happened at the end of the scene where it looks like Diamond may have been possessed. So while I believe Diamond is enjoying this woman and this moment, and he's totally here, he is also carrying the spirit of the dead in his home and possibly his body. So that's where the white would come in. Also, Diamond seems to be of two minds at the moment, right? He's sleeping with Big Body Benz, but he's thinking of Keyshawn. And I get it. I get it, because all of them bad, right? So as we're in this yellow and white tone, I'm wondering where there will be a death, where there will be an ending. Is this little hot romance going to come to an end at some point because he's going to get back to who he is, which is in love with Keyshawn? Now, I also just want to say this as well. Men have a difficult time ejaculating face to face. Why? Because that really requires like vulnerability. And more times than not, men are really at war with themselves in order to like experience something like that. So they gotta, they gotta hit the on the back shot, or the eyes closed, or like they gotta punk out. They gotta punk out a little bit. All right. So Miss Miracle Watts, I know you was throwing that poontang down. I know it was going down, but he may not he just didn't have the range. Okay, Damien, you better behave in the chat. Hello, Leonie. Welcome, welcome. So I missed it somehow. I'm sure they mentioned it, maybe something, but I'm sure I missed it. Okay. Thank you. So it's confirmed Big Bone. I'm like, which one is it? Oh, Big Bone is connected to Montavious, the deceased person in there. All right, all right. So Diamond claims he's hiding his seed to protect him from hexes, but the gag is, I believe he's cursed already, because I think his spirit might be in bondage to Montavious already, and his heart is in bondage with Keyshawn. The hex is here, Daddy. You like when I call you Daddy or what? The hex is here, sir. You're in bondage to Keyshawn, a hoe that don't want to be saved. So I'm paying a little attention to these side characters tonight, but we know who we're here to talk about. We know who we're here to talk about tonight. So let's start front and let's get into the gift. Y'all, please. I can't believe y'all did this to us. Miss Katori, I cannot believe y'all did this to us. The gift. Let's talk about the gift. Because where do I even begin? Did y'all know that these two are the same image? Look again. Did y'all know these two are the same image? Someone is looking for the light. Did he find it? Someone is looking for the lights. And what we're really looking at between Teak, Lil Murda, and the light is a bridge. Ooh, shabalalasha. Who got their Bibles out? Shabalalasha. Oh, no. Okay. Teak needed a reason. He needed a salvation to transition to the other side. Now, spoiler alert, if you do not know what happened to Big Teak by this point, get off the show, go watch P-Valley, come back and turn this back on. I'm skipping ahead. Spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert. Teak took his own life. So what we're looking at is a bridge. Teak needed a reason and a salvation to make the final decision to transition to the other side. Now, last episode, I showed y'all this, and I said, hold up, because there's another death in the house. White is a death color. And as we looked at Lil Murda and Big Teak in the last episode, I said another death is approaching. We just didn't know which one. And that's when Teak went to go sleep in the hearse. What a foreshadow. What a foreshadow, right? And Murda says this to Teak as he's giving this big speech to celebrate him. Here's your car. Here's your gift. I want to celebrate you. And he says, not all of us make it out the dark. Not all of us make it to see the light. Let's break down some more colors, because I don't even know if you can see it here, but I'll leave it here just in case. We have Murda dressed in red, white, green. Red, danger, harm, caution, stop. White, death, and green, a new journey. And what was interesting is that the gift that Murda gave Teak was a car of just slightly opposite colors. The car was red, black, and green. Red, danger, black, life. Green, new journey. And here's what they really showed off. I actually should have checked to see who directed this episode. Here's what they really showed off. The car was camouflaged because Teak's death was hiding in plain sight. Huh? They put it right in front of our face since last episode. And it was still a shock. Now I'm going to go a step further because I like to do a lot with a little here on this dissection. Okay. When that car started doing donuts, it was giving to me, myself, circle of life. The beginning is the ending. All of that. I want to continue and get to here to really show off some symbolism here. I want to look at their tattoos. You got 3 tears versus an ankh. The beginning is the end. And Murda's gift gave Teak permission to leave, aka Lil Murda murdered him. So in the beginning, Murda gives a gift. And in the end, Murda's attempt to actually save Teak were not a part of the plan. Actually saving him was not a part of the plan because you saved him already. So Teak has 3 teardrops tattooed on his face to symbolize and represent his 3 murdered siblings as children in his childhood home. And Murda has an ankh or a cross, right? Symbolizing that salvation, symbolizing that forgiveness, symbolizing that peace. And we have here between these 2 images how Lil Murda is positioned as the light in Teak's life, the dark versus the light. Too beautiful for me. Too beautiful for me. So we have Murda positioned as a salvation and as the light versus an inversion of Keyshawn, who doesn't want any salvation. Or no one is coming to save her. No one's able to step into place to save her. Let's talk. Let us talk. Yeah. We crying early, huh? We crying early, huh? Period. Okay. Hey, Momi, who says, poor Teak. I knew at the start of the episode that something bad was going to happen to him because he was too emotional and filled with rage. All that white and red in this episode. Y'all see it. Y'all see it. We're going to get here, but Jordan says when the barber said he looked coffin ready, I was shook. That casket sharp. Look, words got too much power. We ain't going to be speaking all that death over me. Just say I'm cute. Please. Just say I'm cute. We're going to get here as well at the end, Christy. Absolutely. Absolutely. And then at the beginning of the episode, when Teak was getting a haircut, the barber said he looked casket ready. Mm-hmm. Oh, so we already going to the barber shop. All right. All right. That was some dark shit. That's dark. Like, Jesus Christ. I can't imagine anyone going through something like that. But we're going to take it here right now because I know we on Haley's head, but I feel like something's up. I feel like something's up. Blue symbolizes who you say you are, a hidden agenda, a little lie. And the last time we saw these monitors was when Montavious' ghost haunted the pink, haunted Paley, who's running it, and the pink is now dead, aka closed. And my question here is, yes, we hate Haley, but should we? Something's up. I don't hate her. I don't hate her. And I know right now she's in position and what she says she's doing is selling the pink and getting all her money. But when she's doing that and covered in blue, I think something's up. And as we get out the scene, Uncle Clifford says, Autumn Nightmare, what is your next move? I have the same questions. Because even when we get down to the skipping ahead a little bit, even when we get down to the black tie auction or whatever it was, she teamed up with Andre, who was doing something hella good. So hold that thought. I don't know if Haley's in position, but I don't know why she's not saying nothing at the same time. So hold that thought. I'm not on Haley's head yet. I don't feel like, okay, we're going to get back to our guys because there's one reason why we're here. Okay. Here's the thing. Usually suicidal people's last day is the happiest day of their life. They give themselves everything they've ever wanted. You hear me? The best food, parties, clothes. It's the happiest day of their life. So this little lemon pepper wet, it's giving Last Supper. It is giving Last Supper. It's giving that final meal, like you're in prison and you get that execution, that final meal execution. It was very that. So here with Lil Murda and Big Teak having these wings, this is a date. Something that Teak has never had, right? And technically, Lil Murda and Big Teak's first date was back when they were in jail. And they snuck and hid in the supply closet, in the closet. You know, a phrase we say to label gay men who haven't come out yet. So that's the first symbolism, is that their first date was in the closet, in the supply closet. The second symbolism, because in the beginning, Teak thought he was being pushed in that supply closet in jail for sex, violently. But instead got intimacy with Lil Murda. In the beginning, let there be light. Because you thought you was going into darkness yet again. But in the beginning, let there be light. And as the beginning, so is the end. And in this final day, there is also light. In the beginning is the end. There is light. There is intimacy. There is love. And we can imagine Teak going from the darkness in jail to the light, being out in the open, having an open date with Lil Murda. However, Teak removes himself from Lil Murda's affection. This is how you know you are loving selflessly, when you set somebody free. Even in your own pain, even in your own desires, Teak removes himself from Lil Murda's affection. No, go give that to the person you love. And forgives Murda for loving someone else. A sacrifice. Tell me about her. This nigga. What? Well, I was cracking up at that part, y'all. Tell me about, tell me about that nigga. Teak forgives Murda and sacrifices himself so Murda can go have the love of his life. Selfless. And Murda describes Uncle Clifford. My God, poetry. My heart sang. My heart sang. But at the end, he says what was really important: Cliff is like an eclipse. Darkness. Because the color black symbolizes life in season 2 of P-Valley. Cliff is like an eclipse. Black is life, which is the inversion to Teak, who receives life and this sort of liberation in the ending of his relationship with Murda. So Murda dives into the darkness to love Cliff, and Teak dives into the death to receive his own life back. And Teak says to Murda, forgive her. Come on, security. Come on, security. Let me tell you how brilliant this actor is. John Clarence Stewart, let me tell you how brilliant of an actor he is, because at this dinner, he gave so much in 3 seconds of a facial journey. He gave you pain. He gave you hope. He gave you gratitude. He gave you fear, vulnerability, love. He went through so much having chicken with Lil Murda. Forgive her as I forgive you. Come on. Come on. Like angel wings. Teak reminding Lil Murda of the candlelight dinner Murda surprised him with while on the inside, reminiscing about old love. Then Lil Murda telling Teak about his new love. Cycles, donuts, the beginning is the end. Donuts, okay? Well, why I just said that too. No, Jim, I'm with you. I'm with you. I really loved Murda and Teak's relationship, but if it could have gone somewhere, it would have taken a long time since Teak needed a lot of healing and therapy, and Murda is hung up on Cliff because their relationship, in essence, is still in the closet, that supply closet. Versus an Uncle Clifford, you love me or not, the closet is not for me, which is why they broke up. Why are you trying to hide me? I'm not no hiding ass bitch. Love me out loud. Yeah, love me out loud. Hello? I saw a lot of people saying that Lil Murda was just obsessed with Uncle Clifford, but this episode, the way he described Uncle Clifford said a lot to me. It's like the funnel cake at the carnival that come around once a year. Come on, come on, come on. Obsessed! Lil Murda didn't realize that Teak lived through his sentence because of love. And he released Murda from all that guilt. You was in the hole because of me. No, I wasn't. We're not even there yet. We're not even there. Lil Murda didn't realize that Teak lived through his sentence because of love. And now that he knew how Murda felt about Clifford, that was it. There was nothing else to live for. What up, Mara? Welcome. Get that check. Even when Lil Murda kept talking about the solitary, the dark, and Teak said his songs was the light, is what kept him. I tell you. And the way that y'all get it. Y'all get it. The way that y'all get it. Yes. It's good. Here are some themes that I think are also showing up. I'm not quite sure. I think I need a little bit more time with the season as we come to like the finale and the ending. But here's something that's starting to pop up. I want to talk about shadows because you guys were talking about the barbershop and Teak's image in the mirror, which had a devil beside it. So let's talk about it, okay? Because there's this theme of shadows and double identities going on specifically heavily in Sunday night's episode. So this devil or this darkness of your past kind of brings you to a presence where you have to decide if you're going to choose life or death. Are you going to let the darkness destroy you? Or are you going to arrive to the occasion to choose life for yourself? And there's also with each character these sort of themes of twos, and everyone seems a bit coupled plus one. Everyone seems a bit coupled plus a devil. Somebody AI in the background of their life is making them have to choose, are you going to die or are you going to live? And I want to break that down a little bit. And I'm just thinking out loud here. I'm not quite settled on these, but just kind of throwing them out to see how you guys feel about them as well. So we started the show with Diamond and Big Bone, plus Montavious, who is dead. Then we have Murda and Teak, plus Rome, who is dead, or plus Teak's upcoming death. Then you have Clifford and the Pink, plus Haley, who's going to kill the Pink. And plus Haley, who he's kind of wishing death on at this point. Plus COVID, who is coming around and taking names and lives. You see where I'm going with this? And you have Mercedes and Terica, plus mom number 2, who is slowly killing herself with her alcoholism. We've seen her when Mercedes arrived to her home. This mother was wearing this red robe and sitting in the dark, even though she's in this white home with all this light, but she's kind of sitting there, killing herself slowly. And we also have Mercedes and Coach, plus Farrah, who kills Mercedes' bag. All right. Mercedes has to make a choice. Like, are you trying to mess up my bag, or like, are you all right? Then we have Keyshawn and Derek, plus that choice. Is he going to kill her or is she going to kill him? One of them is leaving. That threat of death. Then we have, who I'm not going to spend any time on tonight, actually, because we don't have the time, Whisper and Roulette, plus the death of the Pink, which is sort of changing the dynamic of their partnership. Now that they're all alone and making up their own rules and have their own space, that little partnership got a weak foundation. Okay? All right. And for good reason. For good reason. But y'all see where I'm going with that? There's something happening there as well. So hold that thought. We'll see if that theme sprouts or dies next episode. All right. Because I actually include this in all of my dissections. So let's just jump out the window with this one. Let's talk numerology. Oops, wrong photo. Let's talk numerology. Look at the gas station price. 306. 306 or 3 6s. 666. Because we understand this number to be symbolic of the devil, and the devil is the Antichrist. So, follow me. If Murda saves Teak, dressed in white, Christ-like, giving life for a sacrifice. If Murda, Christ-like, saves Teak, then Teak represents the devil, 666. Follow me. However, Teak, the devil, removes himself so that Murda can have life. And in this moment, we hear Murda's song on the radio, Superstardom. That pushes Murda in to having more life because Teak has decided to remove himself from the equation. If I'm the devil, I don't belong here. I sacrifice me. If I am the devil, I do not belong here, so I sacrifice myself. I take me out. Because in the beginning, Christ sacrificed himself. It's the devil's turn in the end. Is this mic on? And that is the moment that Murda and Teak hear the song on the radio. Teak, filled with so much pride. Look what number he's standing in front of. Number 7. The most repeated number in all of the Bible. It is known as God's number, number 7, creation, promises fulfilled, completion. Teak goes and asks the girl who has a song on the radio what station that is. K97. 9, symbolizing the end of a cycle, them donuts. 7, the fulfillment by God. This is what Teak stayed alive for. So after you have this kind of moment, after you've seen the promises fulfilled from the beginning when he was giving you his raps versus the end when you see him win, what else is there to have? I release the love for you. I forgive you. You made it where I'm seeing it right here in the flesh that you made it where I wanted you to be, where you wanted to be. It's giving fulfillment. It's giving fulfillment. Your win is my win. That circling shot of Little Murda when he was stooping on the back of the car doesn't mean something. Circling shot of Little Murda. Oh, yes. God's eye view. Look at you, Damien. Yeah, it's the God's eye view. The aerial shot, it's God's eye. I'll be so proud of y'all. I'm trying not to cry. I'll be so proud of y'all because y'all be in it. You see what I mean? Like, y'all be in it. First of all, Farrah said, I'll knock all this shit over. Farrah said, I knock all this shit over. Excuse me? She said, enough. Look at this lady. Look at her. Farrah in yellow, who she is, her truth, her identity, and in red, harm, pain, danger, cause, caution, wounds, stop. She would like this to stop. That is the truth. She would like this to stop immediately. What color is she sitting under? Farrah said, not on my watch. I knock all this shit over. Heard you, sis. It's an ending. It's a death. This is over. But acting like, oops. You ain't slick, girl. You cost her 40 bands. Bro, I would have been an Oscar-winning actress. I don't care where you touching me. 40 grand sitting on that little coffee table in the living room. You got lost in the sauce Mercedes. We were rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. Not too much on Haley. Let's talk. Not too much on my girl Haley, because I'm off her head, honestly. I'm actually off her head. Because let's look at what we're looking at here. First of all, red, danger, interruption, hello, mask, hidden agenda. If she is here to cause danger and harm to somebody, who? Under the pretenses of a threat to Andre, she wears a mask. So who is she actually going to harm? I think we might see something good in our girl Haley. I'm rooting for it. I don't know. But right now, I'm rooting for it. I think Haley's going to come out to be, because what she was in season 1 was a savior, was an angel. I think she's going to play that card as we round out season 2 again. Because even the devil could be an angel sometimes. Word to Clifford. Now, we see Andre here wearing the color white because he is honoring the legacy of his deceased godfather, Mayor Tydell, by continuing the legacy of running for mayor of Chucalissa. And what Andre plans to do here is redistribute the wealth down back to his Black legacy, the poor Black residents of Chucalissa, Mississippi. He wears white. He is honoring the life of the dead. Now, he is directly contrasted against who? The colonizers, who are pissed at hearing we are going to be redistributing wealth in this poor, black, violence, waterfront ass, back ass, hoodwink down Southern Fried town. They are in black. So where does Andre give death and for who? Where does Haley give harm and for who? And where do the colonizers intend to give life as they are dressed in black? To be honest with you, this Andre Haley is giving B and J. It's giving Jesus Christ. It's giving Jehovah. It's giving Rock Nation brunch. I think these two black elites are gonna link up. I think they're gonna do a joint album. I think they're gonna go on tour. I think they might bring the babies with them. Now I'm gonna round it out here because if I was Andre's wife, oh, I swear to God, if I hold you down while you're a bum and you leave me and go be great, actually, I'm gonna knock all this shit over. Actually, I'm gonna find you. Actually, me and your red bone, I might wear her teeth as confetti. Oh, because if you're going to give on the run, I'm giving lemonade. Trust and believe. You're not going to take my man while I curated and baked him in the oven of this dead home and marriage so he can go outside and be great and you get all the benefits. It's giving ring the alarm. I'll be damned if I see another chick on your arm. I'll be damned. Baby, I knock all this shit over. I swear to God. Haley is conflicting, always last minute saloon, but with a full hidden agenda. Shout out to the cishet men. This show is not for you. You thought you was Coach. Coach is selfish, out for self. He was so mad when Farrah took over. Farrah could have gave Mercedes her stacks, though. I think Farrah wants to be Coach more than she wants to be with Mercedes. I'm going to throw that out there. Oh, you thought you were... Coach thought he was being centered. I'm actually out here getting a real orgasm from your wife. As soon as Haley played him talk about, you got the power, Andre got that doofy look on his face and fell right in. I said, you big dummy, too easy. Now, sis, get up off the floor. Take your power, sir. Get off the floor. Get off the floor. All right. And Andre would feel justified because he caught her cheating. He caught his wife cheating. But the whole time, Andre's been cheating emotionally with Haley. He's been gone. Hello? And acting like he ain't do nothing. Oh, you did something. Oh, you did something. I'm tired of Haley and Andre, but Haley is smart and will get whatever she want out of him. All right? They had a little moment in this episode. That's all we're going to give because we have more important things to attend to. Let's get back to it. You ready? The beginning is the ending. The beginning is the ending. Gold representing yellow. In the beginning, Teak wears his gold cross, representing the truth of his identity, who he is. And Teak, this entire time, needed a savior, aka a Christ. And that Christ, the light, the salvation, the peace he found in Lil Murda. However, as he approaches this closet with the gold cross on the door, in the end, we understand that he has been in this box his whole life. He carries that box with him wherever he goes. From a boy in that closet, to his sexuality of being in the closet, to being in jail in the box, to sleeping in the hearse, also known as the box, to the date, even though they're out in the open, they're in this diner where no one's around and can see them, in the box. Not only has he never left the box, he's become it. He has embodied this death. He'd been there already. And what's sick about, I shouldn't use the word sick. Let me use something else. What's heartbreaking about Teak leaving this trap house? What's heartbreaking about Teak leaving this trap house, seeing himself as a little boy still in that closet? It's not even your home no more. Murda accidentally prays over him. Did y'all see it? When he said, Teak said, "This is my house," and Murda said, "No, it's not. This used to be your house. Leave it behind. It's in the rear view mirror. Leave it behind. We're saying goodbye tonight. We're saying goodbye tonight because both of us are never coming back." By accident, Murda prays over the last few minutes of Teak's life. And even when the characters are going through this speech, Teak sort of clasps his hands and bows his head as if in a prayer, like that last covering before he goes. And Murda did it by accident. These words cast spells. We're saying goodbye tonight because both of us are never coming back. We didn't know how true that was. You didn't know how true this was. And what I love about the story and what I love about how they tie up all the symbolisms between the writers, between the director, is how storylines mirror each other. So follow me. Now, if you follow me on Twitter, I broke this down in a mini thread on Twitter today, Just Latasha 404 on Twitter, Just Latasha on Instagram. But I broke this down on Twitter before we went live tonight, and I want y'all to follow me on this. Teak and Keyshawn are playing polar opposites in this episode because for both of them, the light is going out. Teak is offered light, but chooses death. And in the beginning, his tattoo reads, and it says, "May the sun find you in the darkest of shadows." On the in version, we have Keyshawn, whose light is also going out. We see the light over their eye. Keyshawn will face death, but choose life. And on her t-shirt, it reads, "The Ascending Sun," but sun as in child, as we know she has two boys. And this message on her shirt, "The Ascending Sun," is symbolic of the Son of God, Christ, salvation, forgiving, something that Teak is so in search of. Keyshawn, inversely, is not waiting for a savior, but waiting to be the savior for her sons. Shablalasha. Oh, lo, 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 bo, 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 she. You hear me? Take another look. I'm going to bring y'all here. Take another look. Where is Teak facing? He is staring right at that closet. He is facing directly to his wound. He is facing the trap, quite literally in this trap house. Look where Keyshawn's looking. Outside. Life. Freedom. So even with Teak, he is staring at the darkness, but Keyshawn is staring at the light. And they both are praying to their saviors. They are both looking up to their saviors. However, Teak in his oncoming death is looking to Christ who saves, and Keyshawn, who may be staring at her oncoming death, but will choose life, we are sure. Are we going to speak power with word? Is looking at the devil, the Antichrist. One looking at Christ, going to die. One looking at the devil, going to live. Hello? Hello? Now back to Wody, who in this moment of Teak in the trap house calls Murda and speaks that word, speaks that spell. Teak can't come with us. The all-knowing, the omnipresent, the presence, the conscious, the not driving force, but in your passenger seat, because I'm going where you're going. Well, let's get active if I need to react and steer the course. I have to drive this hearse. I will steer the course, but you tell me where to go and I'll follow. The omnipresent Wody calls and says, T can't come with us. Because it's taken care of already. Did y'all realize that as Wody was leaving the party where Rome was ODing and having a death, no one seemed to see or react to Wody? And I thought that was weird, and I didn't mention it in our last dissection. But Wody is leaving this murder scene, and the party's like, whoa, call the ambulances. Wouldn't you check the dude who's leaving the room and going in the opposite direction? It was like no one even saw him. Laying with the dead, but not of the dead. With the dead, but not of the dead. Hello? Let me jump in the chat before we get to our final. Let me jump in the chat to get to our final moments. I saw a lot of lines in bars when Teak went into his trap house. Yep. And you know why? Because it was to mirror Keyshawn. Because Keyshawn is in a trap. So that trap house also had a lot of stripes to mirror what she is looking at as well. Absolutely. Yes. Absolutely. You better preach, Bishop. Damn. Jem says his entire soul is in a box and he's so used to it that he can't even fathom what an illuminated soul would feel like, what a free soul would feel like. Jesus, poor baby. Damn. I'm gonna have tonight. It's what Teak said to Murda. I'm gonna have tonight. You can have tomorrow. Come on and dissect, Damien. Ascending Soul. 3 tarot cards on Keyshawn's t-shirt. I saw a YouTuber breaking it down and it was amazing. Share. Oh, it was Ascending Soul, not Ascending Sun. Either way. A. Barty says Murda was speaking of moving on in life while Teak was talking about moving on beyond life. Murda didn't even know. Very ironic. Yeah. And the fact that Derek took that damn battery pissed me off, acting like nothing was wrong. And you seen her playing the game. We didn't see nothing. It was Peppa Pig all day. We had a blast. You damn right. You damn, that was a test. And she passed with flying colors. Not on her watch. I did notice, like, why nobody saying anything about Wody leaving Rome dying in the room with him? Like, hello? Okay. Are we ready? We ready? Okay. Here we go. The beginning is the end. The beginning is the end, where Teak recites the lyrics that Lil Murda gave him in the beginning, which gave him light, which gave him life while he sat in the dark hole. Teak recites the lyrics that Lil Murda gave him in the beginning. There was light. And the lyrics were, they say the sun don't rise in the bottom of the ocean. Love is the notion. What saved Teak up until this point? Love. Murda saved Teak with love. That was finally the peace. That was finally the salvation. Because in the beginning, Teak experienced violence in a closet when he was just a boy. And then in jail, he expected violence in the closet. And in the end, Lil Murda gave him love in the closet, as they are not out. So, going back to the beginning, dark versus the light. Teak's death is liberation from his past or from his life. Teak finds life in the darkness versus Murda, who grants life now, leading to Teak's death. White is a death color. Murda leads Teak to death on accident, but he's trying with his everything to grant him life now. We have life now, and if you can't see it, I will see it for you. But it don't work like that. Teak said, the devil is in me. If you guys noticed that barbershop scene, there was a white and black checkered floor. And as we know in this color pairing for P-Valley, white and black symbolize life and death. And also in TV and film, when you see a checkered floor, that is usually representative of a character's split identity. So Teak is quite literally, while he's getting his haircut, is split in the identity of life or death. Evidently, he's choosing death. But while he is heading to his assured death, he is experiencing the last bits of life, love, peace, salvation, and forgiveness. But he's heading to death anyway. And though Teak has life and an abundance of it now, a little too late. He thoroughly believes that he was dead already. He was supposed to die with his 3 siblings in that closet as a boy. He doesn't deserve life. And you can't talk somebody out of that. There's nothing you could say. And of course, in barbershops, you have all of these mirrors. You know, you got to check your fly. But mirrors in TV and film represent hidden agendas, split identities, multiple personalities, multiple sense of self, multiple ideas, right? So the beginning is the ending. If you feel sensitive to the images that we saw on Sunday night, please look away. In 3, 2, 1. The beginning is the ending. From seeing light as he is darkening, to the fire on his head, till the light is completely out, the light replaced by a pistol to his head in the end. And as we see in the barbershop, he is coated with the color blue because he has a hidden agenda. However, that fire on his hair, the yellow fire on his hair, is where his truth is. He's going to die today this way. The light turns into the foreshadowing of the harm until we meet what exactly that harm is, which was his true agenda the whole day. And even in the barbershop, he says, don't ruin my hair. I have a big day today. So in the beginning, which I thought was one of the most beautiful symbolic notions, is that Teak is hired as Lil Murda's security guard. He's security. He is supposed to protect and save Lil Murda's life. And in the end, we have this inversion. Murda saves Teak's soul instead. to hand him everlasting life. And Lil Murda, in attempting to save Teak in the trap house, accidentally hands him the very thing that will take his life. So in trying to save his life, he gave him the item that would end it instead. And as Murda is sitting in the car with Teak, he is pleading with him, do not shoot. And Lil Murda says, please, Teak, give me the peace. The peace, the gun, and symbolically the peace, the salvation. Please, Teak, give me the peace. Please, Teak, give me the salvation. Let me save you. And at the end of Teak's life, Teak's 3 tatted tears turn into Murda's 1. A life for a life. So shout out to Damien for sending me the information on the King of Hearts, the big t-shirt that Teak was wearing all day long. And Trini Boy sent me this. The King of Hearts is sometimes called the Suicide King because he appears to be sticking his sword in his head. This is a result of centuries of bad copying by the English card makers, where the king's axe head has disappeared, or the axe head has disappeared. So it looks like over time, the sword is put to his own head, as we see here with Teak to the gun to his head. Please, Teak, give me the peace. And Teak's words to Lil Murda right after they get out of the barbershop was, you got to enjoy every day like it's your last. Because he knew in the beginning, he camouflaged it. That gift that Murda gave him was camouflage. You ain't even see it. So we are going to end right here. We're going to end here. Please, Teak, I ain't going nowhere. But the truth is, Murda, you left a long time ago. You left Teak in jail. You left him as you head for superstardom, and he is still the boy in the closet. And now you leave him in love. And I think Uncle Clifford and Lil Murda specifically meet here with these beautiful flowers in between them. They specifically meet here with these beautiful flowers in between them, because they both are losing someone. As Lil Murda approaches with this blood stain on his white suit, Grandma was actually standing in between Uncle Clifford and Lil Murda, and she changes behind her. So we see the blood stain, then we see Grandma. That's my hypothesis. Also, because these flowers, to be honest with you, are giving funeral. Where Grandma was standing, it's giving funeral. Do they both finally meet and agree to love when they lose a loved one? Flowers are very symbolic of new journeys, new beginnings for characters. So as we discover, Grandma has a fever. She was exposed to COVID because Uncle Clifford was working at the Pink next to the stripper with the allergies, who, we guessed it, we argued about it on our live dissection. That was COVID. Uncle Clifford, asymptomatic, comes home, brings it to Grandma. Imagine that grief and that guilt. Imagine the salvation and the peace that Uncle Clifford would need. Imagine the peace Uncle Clifford is going to need. How can these two love each other in grief? I am here. I want to see it. I wonder how they're going to make it out in love, alive. Let's see the chat before we head out. Let's see the chat before we head out. Man. Oh, man. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Shout out to Valerie June Stardust, Scattered, that they played during the end scene. Is that a song? Is that a song? Oh, Teak's singing voice is beautiful. I saw Katori Hall say on Twitter that at the end, Murda acted as Teak's death doula in all white, helping him transition. She said Murda gave him the gift of witnessing his final moments, not being alone, being in love, being at peace. Yeah. Even while you're begging him to stay, you're helping him go. Ugh. Ugh. When that barber say you looking casket sharp, I say, here we go. Here we go. Lil Murda choosing to stay with his boy as he said goodbye. I love that he didn't leave him. Ooh, peace equals permission. Hey, Nicole, he frees Teak by every gesture he made that day. Another parallel to Teak freeing him in the restaurant. Absolutely. The gift was salvation, peace. The light in your darkness is the happiest day of your life. Yes, yes, yes. I'm not okay. Last line. I'm not okay. You got to say it. You got to say it. On murder night, Uncle Clifford is Little Murda's light because he needs it now. But Uncle Clifford's going to need it too, y'all. I can't. Both deaths will bring them closer in love. And I believe that. Low key, this idea of inadvertently assisting death reminds me of Van inadvertently assisting the death of Pac in season 3 of Atlanta. And I believe she assisted all of their deaths, to be honest with you, to keep it real funky with you. Death comes in threes is the saying, so it may be Ernestine. And on that note, we are out. This was a dissection. A dissection is a full recap and review of the episode. We are fully diving into season 2 of P-Valley every Monday night right here, 6 p.m. EST on patreon.com/JustLatasha. You can only access this live show if you are a patron for $5, or you can wait for the general access on YouTube and watch it there. Please subscribe, leave a comment, share, hit the like button. That helps me tremendously as a creator. You guys can find me also on social media. I am Just Latasha on Instagram, Just Latasha404 on Twitter. Let's leave some hearts up in the chat on our way out. Make sure you guys are subscribed. Make sure you guys are sharing the content. Take clips, put it on your Instagram, put it on your Twitter. Do all of that. All right, do all of that. We work hard over here. So yes, first we lost Rome, then we lost Teague, and now it looks like we may lose Ernestine, Miss Grandmama, to COVID, which we've lost a lot of our elderly in COVID. Yes, thank you guys for being here. Hearts up in the chat. This is a love room, always, always and forever. With each moment with y'all. Thank you, thank you, thank you, guys. Yeah, let's go cry again. What up, Keys? All right, y'all. That was it. It is closing time at the Pink. I'll see y'all next time. Bye. Ooh, last heart. All right, bye.